She was fearless, and she was a leader in her own right. She served as the deputy president of the Soweto Youth Congress and was a member of the Release Mandela campaign. She was recruited as an underground operative of Umkhonto weSizwe and worked with a number of people deeply involved in the work of our glorious army as we had today. But she also took time to work with communities at Whalers and at Orange Farm to launch the first ANC branch with Isitwalandwe Walter Sisulu in the 1990s. Zindzi was her father's pride. In a letter Madiba wrote to her in 1987, he noted that he heard from an acquaintance that she was as strong as a rock. He went on, that is just the kind of remark a father would like to hear about his beloved child. I literally swelled with pride and satisfaction, he wrote. Zindzi's activism did not end when democracy came. She remained committed to realizing a South Africa founded on equality and human dignity, and did not hesitate to speak forthrightly about the many challenges our country faced. She was outspoken and had the courage to speak truth to power from time to time, just like her mother. She believed true reconciliation could only come about when the formerly advantaged acknowledged their privilege and made amends to the formerly oppressed. She repeatedly called for a shift of mindset on the part of all South Africans to be conscious of the plight of the disadvantaged and to play their part building a society in which all people are free from want and hunger. She was brave enough to articulate her forthright views about the question of land. She did believe that indeed land was a key determinant of how our people would finally get their economic freedom. We draw many lessons from her life. Her love for the motherland, South Africa, to fight against the apartheid rulers of our beautiful land. That love that she had to do that was expansive. We cannot even imagine what freedom would be had people like Zindzi not stood up for the freedom of our people. We understand that though the harsh days of apartheid are behind us, many challenges still remain, and she understood that. She understood that we still face the momentous task of overcoming poverty, underdevelopment, and the scourge of inequality. But she also understood that there was another fight and struggle we had to wage, which is against gender-based violence. She was outspoken on this as well. We therefore share a common and collective duty to expend our every effort in realizing the promise of an equal society to which liberation fighters like Zindzi Mandela devoted their lives. Today, we face a new enemy, a silent enemy that is destroying many lives. And this enemy is coronavirus. Its effects have been devastating on lives, on livelihoods, and on communities. It has left none of us unaffected. Just yesterday, we received the news that Zindzi too had tested positive for the virus. I'd like to thank the Mandela family for the very important gesture of sharing this information with the nation. This is a virus that affects us all, and there should never be any stigma around people who become infected. In doing so, you are helping to encourage social acceptance for sufferers. At such a time, what we need most in our lives is to show love and to show care. This gesture is a final act of solidarity in the life of a woman who devoted her life to the cause of her fellow South Africans. Zindzi has departed this life, but her legacy will live on in our minds and in our hearts. And it will not only live on in our hearts and minds because she was Madiba and Mama Winnie Mandela's, Madikizela Mandela's daughter. It will live on in our minds because she was who she was, a freedom fighter in her own right. History will record her great contribution. Her sacrifice and bravery are a source of inspiration for all of us. And for these, what she did, the sacrifices, the hardships she went through, the difficult life that she led, we shall forever be grateful because it was done so that our people could be free. Lala ngoxolo Madiba. I thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, President. Let me just thank the President, and I'm sure Comrade Nomvula is going to do that for us. But I just want to say to Comrade Zindzi, you were a shining light in the struggle for women. You were a beacon of hope for the poor women of this country. Thank you very much, Zindzi, for the hope you gave us, for the love you gave us, and for the inspiration you were. Lala Upumule, my comrade. Comrade Nomvula, over to you.
Very much, Deputy President of the ANC Women's League, Program Director, together with our Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, Comrade Jesse Duarte, Comrade President of the African National Congress. Thank you so much, especially on this particular occasion, for again taking us through what we are about, and that the struggle continues, and amongst other things, that we all have to expand our own individual efforts for the total emancipation of our people, in memory of Comrade Mazet, and also in honor of her own selflessness and the sacrifices that she has made throughout her journey. Let me, on behalf of all of us here and the organizers, first pay gratitude to yourself, Comrade President of the ANC Women's League, Comrade Bata, the Deputy President, the SG, the entire National Executive Committee of the ANC Women's League, for being in the forefront, indeed, as it is said, that you were the first to organize and make sure that to bring all of us as a nation and as people of the globe to come together and pay tribute to Comrade Mazet. I want to also thank more in particular the family, the immediate family, Comrade Zenani, Comrade Magaziwe, the kids of Comrade Zindzi. We really appreciate and really welcome the warm collaboration that we've had from the day when the news broke out until today, and will continue again to be this bigger family that Comrade Mazet has actually brought us to be. Let's thank all our alliance representatives, the mass democratic movement, but of importance as well, the organizers behind the scenes, members of the Young Women's Desk, who have actually been working strictly on this particular program under the leadership of the Secretary General of the ANC Women's League and supported by our General Manager, Comrade Phoebe Potgieter. You did quite a sterling job. Against all odds, we've been able to assemble in this fashion precisely because we have a responsibility to survive and make it beyond the lockdown. We know, comrades, that tomorrow, as we'll be laying Comrade Zindzi to her final resting place, it will be a process that will be championed and led by the family. She will actually be moving from Kupane in Soweto, move to the family house in Orlando, then off to Four Ways. This is a private funeral service, and because of the lockdown regulations, Comrade President, we promise that it will be in line with those regulations, but it will be fitting of it, like Comrade said. All of us have spoken about her, we keep speaking about her, but also she loved life. She loved life to the fullest. She loved everybody. She was a Soweto girl. She was the daughter of Nomzamo with beauty, and part of the reason why we have the lipsticks, Nabobatabi, the Comrade President, is also in her honor and memory. You can see we are all dressed up like Mazeti herself. It's quite an emotional thing. The last time we spoke was just this past Wednesday, this past Tuesday, but we do believe that all of us who have gathered here, thanks for using your data, thanks for ANC Women's League and all other parents and mothers for using your kids and your grandchildren's data and the gadgets to be part of this program. We appreciate that, and we do know that our commitment for the cost of data has to do with this kind of programs that we are involved in. Tomorrow, we proceed again once more under your leadership, DSG, to pay our respects in the same way, and all the information will be shared amongst ourselves through the various platforms. This brings us to the end of the program, but it does not bring us to the end of celebrating Comrade Zet, as we all fondly call her. And thanks also to Kontowe Sizwe for reminding us that she is a freedom fighter beyond the 1985 January Jabulani Amphitheater. She was a freedom fighter. She was a soldier. She knew, Zondo said, her mother could actually assemble an AK-47. Her mother could detonate a grenade, but her mother still had a makeup. Her mother still had a beautiful hairstyle, and her mother still loved life. And her mother remained the mother of her children and the grandmother. Amandla, long live the spirit, Comrade Zindzi.
Long live. Long live. Long live.
Viva Kontowe Sizwe, viva!
Defense units.
Viva!
Viva! Viva!
Viva!
Viva Sansko!
Viva!
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 Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Viva!
Good night.
You too, Mama. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, DSG.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bata.
Thank you, comrade.
Thank you,
DSG, Nombula.
Amanda. Thank you, Sister Lady.